Work hard in silence. Let your success be your noise. A very pleasant morning to you all. I hope you are all fine and safe. In this part, we are going to see how to convert active voice to passive voice. Last video, we have seen the introduction and identification of active voice and passive voice. In two ways in which we can describe an action performed by the subject relation with the object. First one, in active sentence, the subject performs the action and the object receives the action. The sentence structure is subject plus verb plus object. In passive voice, an action is performed on the object by the subject. The sentence structure of passive voice is object plus helping verb plus verb 3 plus by plus s. Here object plus helping verb means be verb. Verb 3 is the third form of the verb, that is the past participle. For example, verb 1 eat, verb 2 ate, verb 3 eaten. Here the verb 3 eaten is the past participle used in the passive voice. Another example, break, broke, broken. Broken is the third form of the verb. Here see to the example. Mayank repaired my car. The same sentence in passive voice, my car was repaired by Mayank. The sentences are in the same meaning but the content changed. In the first sentence, subject Mayank has given more importance. We get to know the person performing the repairing action with the object my car. In the second sentence, the importance has been given to the object my car and the action performed by the subject. We generally use active voice while speaking. Now we can see how to convert active voice to passive voice. There are basically 5 simple steps in converting active voice to passive voice. The first step is identify the subject, object, verb in the sentence. Next one is swapping. Swapping the subject to object and object to subject. Third one is converting the main verb into past participle, that is the third form of the verb. Already we have seen the example eat, ate, eaten. Eaten is the third form of the verb past participle. Add a proper helping verb before the main verb. Helping verb means be verb. For example, am, or, is, was, were. And the fifth one is add the preposition by before the subject. And then we come to know the sentence structure of passive voice. That is object plus helping verb plus verb 3, the third form of the verb, past participle plus by the preposition plus subject. There are two important things to remember here. When replacing the subject with the object, the pronoun conversion will be like this. That is, I will become me, he becomes him, she becomes her, we becomes us, they becomes then. You and it remains as it is. This has to be remembered while converting active voice to passive voice. We need to add the second one, we need to add proper helping verb or be verb before the main verb. This helping verb is decided by based on tenses. For example, with the help of the main verb right, we can see how to use the tenses in active voice and passive voice. Let's look into different helping verb as per the tenses one by one which we need to learn. The first one is simple present. In active voice, the main verb is write, writes. In passive voice, we add the helping verb is or am or are depending on whether the object is singular or plural. And the verb 3, the past participle return, that write become return. Then present continuous tense. In active voice, we have to use is or am or are depending on the subject singular or plural plus adding ing, that is writing. While in passive voice, we add is or am or are plus being. Being is instead of ing, then return as verb 3 past participle. Present perfect tense. In active voice, we use has or have plus return, that is past participle. In passive voice, we add has or have plus being plus return, that is verb 3 past participle. Next one is simple past tense. In active voice, we use wrote, that is verb 2, which is the past form of write, while in passive, we use was or verb depending on singular or plural plus return, that is past participle verb 3. Past continuous tense. In active voice, we use was or were plus writing, and in passive voice by using the helping verb was or were plus being plus the third form of the verb written, that is past participle. In past perfect tense, in active voice we use had plus past participle written, and in passive voice we use had plus helping verb plus been, then the verb 3 written, which is the third form of the verb. Next is simple future tense. In active voice, we use will or shall plus write, and in passive voice, we use the helping verb will be plus verb 3 written for will be written. Then for future perfect tense, in active voice we use will have been written, and in passive voice we use helping verb been after will have plus been plus verb 3 written. So this is the tense chart for understanding active voice and passive voice. I think students, you have understand the chart. Here we don't use four tenses while converting from active voice to passive voice, which are that present perfect continuous tense, past perfect continuous tense, future continuous tense, and future perfect continuous tense. Next, now let us see each tenses by the help of the example. The first one is present simple tense. In active voice, the sentence is he writes a letter. To convert this into passive voice, we have to remember the 5 steps that we have seen already. The first one is the subject, object, and the main verb should be identified. So what is it? Identify the subject, object, and the main verb in the sentence. Here, who is doing the action? It is he. So he is the subject. And what is the action performed here? Writes. And it is a verb. Then what the action performed is the letter. So that is the object. Now we have identified the subject, object and verb. Next is swapping the sentence. That is swap object to subject and subject to object. So a letter will comes at first and the as object. He has to be turned into him. That is the pronoun he will change into him in passive. We need to convert the main verb, that is the past participle third form of the verb written. So it will be written. So the fourth step, we need to add the helping verb, that is written. And as it is a present simple, the passive voice is a letter is written him. Now the sentence is not completed. So the fifth step, we need to add preposition by before the subject. Now the whole passive voice is done. That is a letter is written by him. So a letter is written by him is the passive voice. I hope you are clear with all the 5 steps. We are going to see present continuous tense. Example for present continuous tense. Javed is making a cake. This is in active voice. Like the previous sentence, we have to identify the subject, object and verb. Here, who is performing the action? Javed the performer. So, Javed is subject. What the action performed here? Making. So, making is the verb and what is the object? The object is cake. Then the second step, to swap the position of subject Javed and the object cake. Now, third step, we need to convert the verb into the third form, that is past participle. So, making change to made. Step 4, we need to add helping verb, that is be verb. We add here is being the subject. Then fifth step is to make the sentence meaningful. We need to add preposition by before the subject. Then the sentence is a cake is being made by Javed. Here a cake is singular. So we are using the singular verb is. And instead of ing we have to use being. And the past participle for make is made. And the preposition by and the subject Javed. So the sentence is a cake is being made by Javed. This is passive voice. The next one is present perfect tense. Here, I have eaten a burger. This is in active voice. Now, we have to follow the 5 steps to convert. So, we need to identify subject, verb, object. So, here, the first, I is the subject. Have eaten is the verb and the burger is an object. The second step is to swap the position subject to object, object to subject. It is a burger and the pronoun I becomes me. Converting the main verb into the third form, it will change to eaten. Eaten is the past participle third form of the verb. And using the helping verb has, it has to be become has been. And lastly, we need to add preposition by before the subject. Now, the passive sentence is a burger has been eaten by me. So, a burger is the object. Has been eaten. Has been eaten is the perfect tense. And eaten is the past participle. By is the preposition. And me is the subject. Students, today we have seen simple present, present continuous tense and present perfect tense. I hope you might have understood the rules and the examples of active and passive voice here. Here are few examples for you. Write it in your grammar notebook neatly and do the exercises. Thank you.